Hello everyone, for another video, and yes, this is another Sonic video. I really did not want to do another video on Sonic. I don't usually like doing videos on the same topics one after another. I like to keep it a little bit varied around here, at least slightly, talking about one dumb Nintendo game instead of a different dumb Nintendo game or Sonic game or whatever. But there has been some really big news that happened last night, and I just have to talk about it. If I don't talk about these leaks in a video format, I will explode. I will spontaneously combust because this is some really exciting information. And to get this out of the way, initially, these are leaks. None of this is confirmed or anything. And the leaker it comes from is named Zippo, who I had never heard of before this, but apparently he's pretty reliable and has been known to get some things right in the past. I believe he correctly leaked out the Bowser's Fury thing for Super Mario 3D World, and he's been on Nintendo's radar for a while. Like, he's a known, prominent leaker, so keep all that in mind. Down below I'll link down like my sources or whatever, along with the blog post that he made, because yes, this guy ain't like your typical leakers. He's not just putting out a 4chan post or a Reddit post, he's making a whole blog, and he put up this post, which will be linked down below if you want to read all of it. I'm just gonna kind of skim over it and go over some of the big stuff that I want to talk about in this video. So he started off by saying that basically the management and all the stuff surrounding Sonic, besides actually making the games, is being handled by Sega of America now. This is because they kind of realized that there are more active and avid Sonic fans in the West rather than in Japan and in the East. And this is just interesting news to me because we've seen both over the years when Sega of Japan has more control or Sega of America has more control, with even way back with like Sonic Adventure, that was handled by Sega of Japan, but then Sonic Adventure 2 was handled by Sega of America, and it's just kind of a weird, interesting thing. We've gotten some great games from both studios, but considering how the past 8 to 10 years have been, I'd say yeah, handing this over to Sega of America sounds pretty good. Everything that's kind of come from Sega of America with like marketing, and it seems like the direction that the American portion of Sega has very different mindset, and they kind of know what they want to do with the series. So I think this is a good thing. Should also be in mind that they said Iizuka and Hoshino are still on the series. They're not going anywhere, but they are operating out of the United States now in Sega of America. So that's pretty interesting. Another interesting thing Zippo states in his blog is that the focus of the 30th anniversary will be on modern Sonic. Thank God. I know, look, no hate to Classic Sonic. Classic Sonic has had some fantastic games. There's been lots of good stuff. Mania came out a couple of years ago. That was fantastic. But I really like modern Sonic, and it's the Sonic that I grew up with. So whenever a new Sonic game comes out, a new modern Sonic game, and they always shoehorn Classic Sonic in there, or there's 2D sections, or this or that, it just feels like you're kind of getting the short end of the stick when Classic Sonic fans get all this stuff with Mania and with the Sonic Mania Adventures, and just so much love there. And then modern fans get Team Sonic Racing. They got the Team Sonic Racing shorts. It's kind of, there's an imbalance there, you know? I think another funny line in the blog post was that the mindset over at Sega is that they don't want to be defined by a retro pixelated platformer. They don't want to be defined by what is essentially a fan game that they just kind of signed off on, and have it outshine the stuff that the actual Sonic team, that actually the core Sega people make. They don't want that to happen because it kind of makes them look like idiots, which, yeah, I wonder how, I've never thought about before, I wonder how Iizuka felt when Forces came out, got terrible reviews, and then the Mania got such fantastic reviews. He might have had some explaining to do to his bosses. Another important and big point that they bring up is that they are very much splitting 2D and 3D. They mention how they've tried doing both at the same time with like you know, the boost games where you'd be 3D hallway sections basically for a little bit, and then it would go to 2D for a little bit, and then switch to 3D again. And they said that while they were doing that, they realized that they can't really reach the full potential of either 2D or 3D when they try and do both at the same time. So they're splitting them up. They're gonna have only 3D games now and only 2D games now, which again is a really, really good thing. I like 3D Sonic. I don't want to have to sit through 2D sections just to get to the parts that I actually want to play. And I'm sure 2D fans feel the same way. You know, they're sitting through 3D sections just trying to get to the fun 2D platforming. But that was just all like the background news and kind of the mentality going on at Sega. Let's talk about the actual games that are supposedly, again, there's a leak, there's a rumor, supposedly that are coming out. Starting off, we have a Sonic collection. Now, the leak doesn't say what games are going to be in this collection, just that it's going to be games that have not been in circulation for a while. Zippo then lists off some games like Sonic Advance, Pocket Adventure, Sonic R, which I'm not against those being re-released in the collection, but I'm kind of hoping this collection is a little more than just oddball 2D and like random stuff from their past that haven't been brought over because no one really cares all that much about it. I would hope that this collection is something like Sonic Adventure, Sonic Adventure 2, Generations, Unleashed, Colors, you know, bigger 3D games. I think that would be really good, and especially just Unleashed, man. We need more. We need to be able to play Unleashed on modern platforms without just doing backwards compatibility through Xbox or any way possible on PlayStation or Switch or something, PC, and then Colors also, you know, being stuck on the Wii is just, it's a tragedy for that game. It's not even that amazing of even like the Boost Sonic games. It's like, I'd say it's mid-tier, but just give people the option to play it on a platform that isn't the Wii. Yeah, collection isn't super interesting. We were all kind of expecting one. I mean, that's kind of the bare minimum that you do for a sort of anniversary title, especially a big anniversary, like the big 30th anniversary. But it's still super exciting. Hopefully we get some good games on it. And yeah, I've just been really hoping that we've been getting a collection because I just want to play like SA1, SA2, Generations, Colors, Unleashed. I want to play these games, hopefully, if this collection does come to Switch. Playing them on the go would be super, super dope. I would absolutely love to have, like, Generations on the go. That would be amazing. It would be so fun. So yeah, really hoping that, first of all, that this leak is real. Second of all, that this collection has some bangers in it. Next one is one that I am very, very, very excited about. It's one that I've had on my mind for a while, but I didn't think that they would actually do it. But this leak says they are doing a modern 2D Sonic game. What that means is going back to the Rush formula, back to that Sonic Advance formula, doing 2D gameplay, but with modern Sonic, with the modern characters, and with some modern features. They're bringing back Dimps to do it, who, if you don't know Dimps, they worked on the Sonic Advance series, they worked on Sonic Rush, they did a couple of like the 3DS ports of like Lost World and Generations, which I heard weren't that great, but I still trust them. They did Advance, they did Rush, you know, I have my faith that Dimps can make a good 2D Sonic game, and if they're doing another game in the vein of Advance, in the vein of Rush, that's super exciting to me, because there have been a lot of fan games that have come out that try to emulate that style, and it's so fun. If you haven't played Sonic Dimensions, I'll put some gameplay up here so you can see just how amazing this game is. It's a little fan game that kind of goes for that advanced aesthetic, and it implements modern Sonic elements in 2D. You have the homing attack, you have stomp, you have boost, and it's super good, it's super fun. It's a really well-made fan game, and if this potential modern 2D Sonic game is like that, that would be amazing. I'm also hoping this game actually has like an interesting art style. I feel like the art style in 2D platformers is kind of important. Mania had a really good aesthetic, just going back to that retro look. I wouldn't mind if they went back and kind of did that advanced sprite work for this game. I think that would be pretty neat. But you know what would be really cool is 2D artwork, kind of like Shantae or Hollow Knight, where it's like hand-drawn animated, 2D gameplay. I think that would look beautiful. It would look so good. And if they get that like Tyson Hess TSR style with like the animations, but for a 2D game, that'd be really cool. And of course, the biggest topic of all, the one that has been gnawing on every Sonic fan's mind for like 2 years now, a new 3D Sonic game. Fully 3D. No boost, just spin dashing and actually earning your momentum, and multiple playable characters. The blog didn't outright say it, but this sounds like they're going back to that adventure style. They're going back to having multiple characters. I think they mentioned how you can upgrade your character as you progress in the game, kind of like SA2. You get like the Lightspeed shoes, and like, Tails would get an upgrade for his ship thing, and Knuckles would get the dig claws. It's that kind of game, and it sounds very, very exciting. This sounds like the direction that we've all been wanting Sonic to go in for quite some time. We've kind of realized around, I guess, Generations, a little after that, that the boost formula is kind of done. There isn't a lot that you can do with it. Well, Generations and Unleashed and games like that were really fun. It's kind of limiting. You kind of only have the hallway sections, and it's not as explorative, as interesting as adventure-style gameplay. And I think Sega has finally realized that, and they're finally gonna do it. They're gonna do what is essentially Adventure 3 from what it sounds like. I mean, if I were Sega, I would not call it Adventure 3, because that is asking for trouble and asking for way too high expectations. But they're going back to that style, and I think this is really, really exciting. And another thing they mentioned was that it's not a tie-in to the movie. So that's a good thing. That's just a good confirmation, I guess, if this leak is to be trusted. Because I kind of like separating the movie Sonic and the game Sonic. I love the movie, but I like it because it's just a movie, and it's over there, and it's not going to bother the games. And at the end, they said that we should be expecting this news in the coming weeks, probably by the end of March. Now, my thoughts on this. Obviously, it's really exciting. Obviously, this sounds so good. This sounds like such exciting news. It sounds like what I've been wanting for such a long time. It sounds like what I think a lot of the community has wanted for a really long time. And it almost sounds too good to be true. It almost sounds like they're just telling us what we want to hear. Like, oh yeah, we're getting rid of classic Sonic. We're going back to adventure style. We're gonna bring back the advanced games. We're gonna re-release our old games on new platforms so that people can actually play them. In a way, it makes me not trust it, because it's like, how are you gonna make... this is what's been on my mind the most. How are you gonna make Sonic Forces, which in my opinion, worst Sonic game. Just actually the worst Sonic game. I hate that game. But you go from that, and then you just make the game everybody wants? Like, just a couple years later, doing a complete 180, but essentially soft rebooting the series, going back to those adventure roots, and just doing what everyone's been telling you to do for so long? It just seems weird to me. I feel like it would have been a slower transition. We would have gotten, like, another try at the boost formula, and then they would have done like adventure remakes, and then after adventure remakes, then we would finally get a new game in the adventure style, and it would be like a slowly transitioning thing. It would have taken a couple years, but it sounds like they're just turning hard left, going, yo, we're gonna start making good games now. It's just like, it's so odd. It's so odd, and I want to temper my expectations, because it's like, look, this is a leak. It's not confirmed. It's not, set in stone that this is true, or that it's coming from, Sega themselves accidentally leaked this out or something. This isn't just, Zippo, some guy on the internet who has been right before, but is not guaranteed to be right this time. So I want to temper my expectations, because it sounds so good. It sounds so good. And that's what's bothering me. It sounds too good. I suppose we don't have to wait too long to find out if this information is true, and if Zippo was just lying or got false information or something in the coming weeks. My guess would be, I think they're doing something at South by Southwest. Sega and Sonic always do something with South by Southwest, and they're going digital this year, so it would kind of make sense for them to be at the event with their own digital showcase. Zippo says in the blog post that they will have some sort of digital showcase, so I'm imagining they're just gonna be at South by Southwest and just be like, hey, look at all our projects. Hey, this is mighty interesting, I'll say. Very exciting, but I can't go blindly into hope again. I went blindly into hope with Forces. I was like, yo, this game gonna be great. They said the team that brought you Generations, the team that brought you Colors, gonna be a 10 out of 10 game, and that brought me despair. I turned into punished Citrus. I had an eye patch, or I guess eye patch over this eye, I'm just blind now, and a beard, and I was disheveled and gross, and I was like, oh, I hate Sonic now. Anyways, I'm kind of rambling now. I'm just, this information's so crazy to me, because it's everything I could have asked for. It's a collection, it's going back to the adventure style, and it's bringing back the modern 2D gameplay. That is everything I could have asked for, really. It really is. And it's just, we just have to wait and see at this point. I mean, it's been so exciting with the amount of news that's been coming out with, I made my video last week talking about big changes, and it seems like we keep on getting more news about voice actors and the direction the series is going. And now they're saying like, oh yeah, they're operating out of the United States now. That's a huge shift in and of itself, just going from Japan-based and, focusing on what the Sega of Japan thinks would be good for the series, to Sega of America and what they think would be good for the series. They've been known to have different ideas about where the series should go. So it's already pretty exciting and pretty crazy to think about that. And I'm losing my mind. Let me know what you guys think about all this news. If you think it's believable, if you trust Zippo and you think that this is the direction they're going in, or if you're tempering your expectations, maybe you think that not all of the stuff is going to be true, or that some of it might get, is not actually correct, like, oh, it's not a modern 2D game, it's actually Mania 2, or it's not a new adventure-style game, it's a new boost game. Just let me know all your thoughts down below. I want to hear all that stuff. I love talking about Sonic. It's the only thing I do now, apparently. But again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all later. Peace.